Alright guys, we're back. This your boy Keston Frank, aka Holla, Brooklyn's finest. You know how we doing, man, and we're back. New episode, Keep It Frank podcast with my host, my co-host,
Trigger Trey. I still haven't worked on my little introduction.
Take it away, Trigger Trey.
I know, that's about it.
How you feeling, man? You feeling?
I'm feeling good today.
Yeah, you took a little break and everything.
I know, it was wild.
Yeah.
It's a busy week.
Yeah, people's like, where you been? Where you
going
been?
on?
There's a lot happening. You know
I had a lot of film projects to do for my acting class.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. They came out pretty good though. I want to post them eventually.
I want to see some of your stuff, man. Like,
Yeah.
Alright, go over there. See what she got going on over there.
Very interesting project.
Okay,
I like it so far.
And I was shooting a wedding.
Yeah, it's a busy time. As
Busy
long as
times.
you're working,
Yeah,
you know,
got me out here
making the money.
trying to make that moolah, baby.
That's what it's about.
You know what I'm saying?
And today we're going to be talking kind of about money.
About that moolah, baby.
So I guess that works fine. You was busy making money, now we going to talk about money.
Let's talk about that money.
Sounds good.
Alright, man. So, yeah, bring it up. And let's get
I mean,
this
first
thing.
we got to get a drink going.
Oh, yo, you know what? I almost forgot. Hey, man, this episode today we could bring it back to Malibu, man. When the last time you had Malibu?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Alright, so
I drink
we're gonna
whatever comes my way. Malibu and some real or organic natural mango nectar.
Yeah.
By Monsieur Papa. 100% natural.
I'm gonna get some to the camera guy as well. Sorry. Because
Look at how thick this mango nectar is. It's like really from the
that's
mango.
crazy.
It's really from the mango. You gotta swirl it in there.
I'm gonna shake up some water. Okay, I'm just gonna pour it in
But
there.
as you're doing that, so yeah, today is gonna be kind of an educational episode, right?
You gotta do that sometimes. You gotta educate the folks.
Because I do think, especially in this time, it's like a lot of people can either benefit from what's going on or get put into more of a hole, you know?
Right.
So it's like
Yeah.
you might as well take advantage of what you can when you can.
Yeah, this is like really like, I feel like nigga just put a mango in a bottle.
Yeah, I told you.
That's crazy. Cheers.
Cheers.
Click, click.
Cheers.
Salud. It's actually not bad.
Because Malibu is kind of sweet already. So, add a little mango nectar. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's jump into it, right?
Let's jump into it, man.
So, I mean, I do have a question, though, before I even start talking about it. Like, when you were, like, in school, did you ever have any, like, financial literacy classes, like, growing up, junior high school, high school?
Never,
Never.
actually, no.
I think that's really interesting that they don't talk about certain things, like about saving money, about budgeting, about how to properly, you know, build your credit and stuff like that. Especially when I was in school, we didn't have classes like that.
I feel like we definitely need that, especially nowadays, these kids, well, we all need it. I feel like, you know, even adults need that shit, you know what I'm saying? But if you start off young, then you'll definitely be better going in the future.
That's, I 100% agree. And I know a lot of, like, conversations have been going on, that the disparity between, like, you know, what white folk kind of already have, you know, understanding of, and then what black folk kind of have to, like, catch up and kind of understand. But I think, like, if this is something that is taught in schools, even just the basics, that at least gives people somewhat of, not even a head start, just like an even playing field to then make the right choices themselves. But, like, I know these are, like, my random deep questions, but how do you feel like you learned about, like, credit and how to, like, deal with your money?
I learned the hard way. Making mistakes. My first credit card, I was in college, and you know they give you that college deal on your credit card, yeah. And I did good for a bit. I did good for a couple months because I didn't use it.
Okay.
Man, the first time I used it, man, I got addicted. I was. You know, I'll pay this back.
Never.
Swipe it. Before you know, I'm like 700 in the hole. I'm like, for a college kid, I'm like, oh, the fuck is going on?
Right, then like, oh, now how am I really supposed to pay this back, right?
Yeah, I found a shorty to pay it for me though. You know what I mean?
You found a shorty to pay it for?
Yeah.
Oh, so you was out there like that? Okay, having shorty paying your credit card bills early.
Listen, I can't.
Oh, I know. Have a conversation about that, sir.
I know, future wise, I couldn't mess up my shit. You know what I'm saying? So.
What was you doing having short? How'd you get that? How do you get shorty to pay your bills?
Oh no, it was a. Let me tell you the story, right? There's a shorty. I ain't gonna say her name. I feel like she was listening and shit. What up, though? You know what I'm saying? So I remember, she paid a couple things actually for me. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she's actually.
Is she a sugar mama or like?
Huh?
Would you give her the title of like your sugar mama or like?
Nah, I wouldn't call her. Just in case you listen to this. I don't know.
But I'm saying, you saying she paid for a lot of things for you. Is that was you the sugar baby? She was your sugar mama?
I mean, hey, listen, it's kind of sugary out here in the set. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. I see you.
Yeah, but yeah. So the car needed to get paid, so she paid it. And yeah, and then I left the whole credit card game alone. I was like, I'm not fucking with this credit card shit no more. Then I got another card. Then later on, I got another card. And then I fucked that shit up. I fucked that up as well. So now I'm not dealing with credit cards, but I do want to get a secure credit card, just to like continue building my shit up.
And what do you think, like your even credit part aside, right? How do you feel like your relationship is like with money? Like, I don't know if you've ever seen, there are these money personalities where there are certain people that are afraid of money. There are certain people that. I should have like re-looked up the names because they just taken me out. But like there's 4 different personalities that you can have when it comes to money, and that determines how you then interact with money. Either you always want to give it away, either you're afraid of it, either you want to hold on to it, or like you value it. Like it's either like a money, you praise money, or like you're afraid of money. There's 4 different ones. But it's like, how do you think your relationship is? Just
I'm definitely not afraid of money, but I also believe you have to, invest it. So for me, I invest money back into my business, things that I'm doing. So I think ultimately it's all about really investing, using that money wisely, investing that money wisely. I don't really believe in necessarily holding on to money. I believe in like using it, investing it, putting this shit somewhere that can make more money for you.
No, that's the fair. I'm looking up what the names of the personalities were because I wanted to find it. But yeah, so because like for me, I feel like my mom made a lot of mistakes. And so like even though she didn't necessarily teach me how to properly, like when it came to credit per se, or like that I should save a lot of money, I think because of the mistakes she made, she just told me what not to do. Okay. So like my mom was like, never co-sign for anyone because she co-signed for family and they fucked her shit up. It was like save money, but it never was really like a full detailed plan or like don't it was very basic. But I felt like I was automatically a big saver, so I just automatically didn't like waste money. Like even growing up, and then I'm gonna go into more of the other credit details. But even like growing up, like when you're a kid, like when you're going to high school and stuff like that, usually sometimes you get money from your parents, maybe to like buy food, lunch, or whatever. And my mom would always want to be like, here, take $20. Like, just take it. And I was like, no, I only need $5. That's the type of teenager I was.
I'd be like, thank you for that $20. I mean,
that was the type of teenager I was. Like, I knew that a bagel in the morning cost $1. Orange juice was $1. Well, bagel was like 80 cents back then. $1 for orange juice. Maybe if I ate lunch at school or whatever, but then like if I wanted a snack after that, I had like $3 left over. Okay. That's how I didn't need more than that.
You break it down.
Right. So my mom would try to give me money, and I was like, no, it's okay. But I just automatically was born being like a saver, you know. But then I learned more about like how to what the little details are when it comes to like credit and stuff like that, which was able to help me like really, I guess, progress kind of like, I don't want to say like past my friends, but I do feel like at my age,
You passed them, it's okay. You can say it. You can say it. She passed y'all. That's cool.
But I just feel like I've been able to accomplish like financially, I've made some good decisions that like by 30, some people are like starting to do now, which is fine. I don't feel like there needs to be like a time limit on anything. But I feel like now that I've learned all this information, it's like my friends call and harass me to try to like, help them fix their credit and shit.
Yeah.
Whatnot. So
Traylon, save me.
Where's your, I don't know if you want to say it on this, but where's your credit score at?
Right now my credit score is.
Give a range.
It's almost on 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's average.
Yeah.
That's average.
Yeah, I'll be on 7 next month or 2. So
the national average is about like last time I checked, it was about like 696.
Okay.
It might have still gone up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that's about,
I ain't gonna lie, like because learning about credit, like I said, like starting kind of like behind the curve when it comes to the credit. Like a lot of people usually start behind the curve. That's how I feel, and just taking it serious and just seeing my credit go up every period is I be hype. I'm like, nigga, what? I'll be out here hype. I'm like, give me my credit at now, nigga. Give me my credit at right now, nigga. Stay no more. See you in like a couple months. My shit gonna be on 7 something. I'll be on 800 and them knock out here. What up, baby?
But that's good. You should enjoy those little
I'll be hyped. My shit goes up. I'm like, oh shit.
But it's like now the things that you've learned. You have kids, and it's like you can start them off a lot earlier.
Yeah.
So to go into the details of credit, right? I'm gonna give you a little breakdown.
Yeah, give me a breakdown because I need that shit.
Yeah. So.
Hey, Mr. Jones, you alright, she's trying to teach you something too, man. Alright. This guy Butters over here jonesing. She's teaching you something. Stop jonesing. Alright, tell those chicks, listen, come learn some credit information. Let's do it.
So, we all know about saving. You want to make sure you save money somewhere, right? How much you make, you want to make sure you put some money aside regardless, right? And I always try to tell people, it doesn't matter how much you make, because there's a lot of people that make over 6 figures and do not know how to manage money whatsoever and are in a ton of debt. You can make minimum wage and you can still save something, right? So that's always what I like to tell people, save somewhere. If it's $1, $5, $10, $20, every 2 weeks, whatever it is, but you want to just make sure you try to have a cushion for yourself, right? You also don't want to spend more than you actually make, which I feel like sometimes is a given, but a lot of times people don't realize how much they're spending because they're usually borrowing money using credit cards and stuff, and that means they end up spending more than the income that they actually have, which is why a lot of people don't get out of it. But the most important thing in regards to how to maintain and build healthy credit, right, which is most important. And especially if you want to get to 800 or even just stay in the 700s, right? So what do you? I'm
going up to that 800, baby. I'm gonna see you soon, 800.
I don't want to brag, but that's where I'm at.
Okay, calm down. Damn. You know what I mean? Last time the whole, I don't got no, I'm paid off and that school was paid off. Now 800. Okay, all right.
Sorry.
We got you. You know what I mean?
So.
About to move to Queens. Nigga, I'm about to.
You should.
Maybe my shit be different.
So I'm gonna try to make this interactive, right? Not put you on the spot. So what do you think affects your credit the most, right? Do you think if you pay on time? Do you think how long you've had certain credit cards or stuff? Do you think what you have, the amounts you owe? What do you think affects you the most when it comes to your credit score?
You talking about as it going up or
going up or down? Is it how long you've had credit? Do you think it's what you have? Do you have credit cards? Do you have loans?
I mean, yeah,
how
definitely.
Much you owe?
Definitely.
What do you think is the biggest thing that affects
definitely
you?
What you owe and the type of credit you have. I think, right? Because you have certain things is they'll hit your credit harder than you have a hard credit hit right and a soft. So I think it depends on what you have. But
so the
also
types of credit that you
types
have.
of credit you have.
Okay, you think that's probably, and you think that's the biggest thing that affects you the most?
Yeah, probably something like that, and paying it back on time and stuff like that.
Okay, so payment history is the one that's the biggest part.
Yeah, payment history.
So you that's the part that I think sometimes people, not to say that they don't pay attention to, because everybody knows when their bills are due.
Yeah.
But it's people don't realize how much a 30-day lateness can actually affect them.
Yeah.
So if you're 30 days late, you can lose up to 180 points off of your credit score just by being a month late. And just because you then paid on time does not mean you get those points back. It's gonna take you. It could take you 6 months.
Yeah, a little longer. Yeah.
Back, right?
Yeah.
So it's payment history is the most important thing. If at the end of the day, if you know I can only pay the minimum payment, but it will be on time, then pay that. Never pay it late.
I think that happened to me one time where my credit dropped and I was like, nigga, what?
Did you pay something late?
Yeah, I think it was something late, and I was like, what?
Like a day late, a week late is like it doesn't affect you, but once you hit that 30 day,
it was.
It's like
it was late, and I was tight because it dropped, and I was like,
and it sits there because negative information like that sits there. For
like, I was hurt for a bit.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, bro. Who
but
are,
now we gonna fix
who are you? Like, why did you do this to me?
But that's why you can't pay anything late. All you youngins out there, okay? Never pay anything late. Never.
Hey, make sure
don't do it.
Make sure your bills are paid off before
you have
before
to pay
turn
everything on time.
Yeah.
I cannot stress that enough. On time. If you get paid in full, great. If you can't, at least make sure it's on time.
Yeah.
Okay? Alright? Sounds good. The next thing is the amount that you owe.
Let's get it cracking, baby! How much do you owe?
The amount that you owe.
What do you owe out here in the streets?
So if you have a credit card that gives you a limit of $1,000, right? How much do you think is safe to spend?
$1,000? No.
Well, then you think max out. That's what a lot of people do, right?
Roll that shit, nigga. Fuck.
A lot of people max they shit out because they like, oh, I have the money, I'll pay it back, right? No,
it's not good. Yeah,
you shouldn't go over 30%. So, are you over 30% on your credit cards right now?
I have no credit card.
You have none whatsoever.
No, I don't. I had to fix my shit up.
But having a credit card isn't bad. You do want to have some.
That's why I want to start back with a secure credit card. Put my money in there, whatever the case is. I think you probably get the money back and then get your credit line and shit. So
right, yeah, secure card you borrow against your own money.
Yeah, I want to do that.
So that is a good way to build it. But if you're already close to 700, you probably don't need a secured card. You could probably just get a regular one, just use it properly.
I still want to. Oh yeah.
You don't need it.
I don't trust myself.
You don't need it. But you need to work on trusting yourself. Because a secured card you're not even supposed to keep for long. You're supposed to just like use it for the time being and move on. But if you are close to 700, right, and I'm not putting you on the spot or anything like that, but we chat.
I went to the bank yesterday. I had to pay my rent and shit out here. I mean, shout out to my landlord that be bugging me sometimes.
Rent doesn't help your credit.
So I went to the bank yesterday. I asked them like about a secure credit card, and I was like, "What's the maximum or the minimum you can start off with?" She gave me like a minimum.
Probably like $250.
Yeah, and then she was like, but she didn't give me. She gave me like a low number for like the maximum. I was trying.
It depends on what bank you.
I was Capital One. I was trying to throw 1,000 in that bitch. Yeah. She was like, nah, you crazy. I was like, what?
You have MCU, no?
I do have MCU. Yeah.
If you get MCUs, not sponsored by MCU. If you get MCU's credit card, you can put up to like 5,000.
Alright, cool. Yeah.
Capital One gives you a limit.
Yeah.
They give you a very low limit, and then like they might increase you. But I'm telling you, if you were in the 600s, almost 700, you don't need a secured card. Just get a regular credit card. Just use it properly. Use it for things you already have the money for. Like bills that you know you have this money to pay.
That's what I gotta do. That's what I'm gonna do.
You should use your credit card for, and that is it. I use my credit card for my car insurance, for my cell phone bill. These are things I have money for. So I'm always using the credit card. I stay below 30% of my limit. Okay. And I always pay them on time because I have the money for it. No way, so you don't gotta go on shopping sprees and stuff like that.
I mean, I don't
use it for what you need.
My last credit card I got, I was so hyped. I went and bought like a bunch of equipment and shit. I was like, I went to B&H. I was like, let me get that shit. Oh, what's that? Oh, some new lens. That shit. And I came out. I had bags. It was like this. I came out just balling like, what up?
What do you think though about like our community or the black community when it comes to like, not that I'm like you're working in entertainment and like this is equipment that is an investment in yourself, right? Yeah. But when people go and do that, knowing that they don't have money that they have, but they're going to buy things that they really can't afford, that are not really helping them move forward in life, it's just like buying clothes and shit that are like flashy and good looking.
Yeah.
I just feel like for some reason, like, I don't even want to say it's just the black community, but
I
feel like I know there's a lot of people that just like to be flashy.
Yeah.
And they really can't afford to do that.
Yeah, that's they're kind of off. Like for me, I'm not really with the flashiness. I feel like if I have it, I'll probably be a different type of nigga out here in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this nigga holler, you're a different nigga out here, right? But I don't have it like that, and I'm trying to build a brand, so I'd rather invest back into my brand that I'm building. You know
that to me makes sense. Like, when you're investing in yourself to move forward, it's like sometimes, like, even being unemployed right now, my acting classes, I'm taking 2 classes, they're $400 a month in total. That's a whole other fucking bill.
It is.
That I've been trying to cut back on my bills. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I feel like it is an investment in my career.
Yeah.
So it's like, even when I bought new lights and, you know, whatever, it's like, I'm in moderation, but it's like, I'm still investing to hopefully move forward.
Exactly.
Some people just be out here spending just to spend.
And I think that's the important part. The important part is, what are you investing in, really? Right? Because I feel like, you know, you said with value, like, you should have, whatever you get should have value to you. Right? Once you get to that point where, you know, you can splurge a little bit, you can go out here, like, when that time comes, nigga, I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here. Listen, you know what I mean? I'm about black businesses right now. Gucci gonna see me out. You know what I'm saying?
But that also goes into, like, I mean, I feel like I'm partially jumping around, but it's like, when it comes to, like, homeownership, right?
Oh yeah,
it's like, it's paying your mortgage usually is a lot cheaper than paying rent.
Right.
Like, I own my apartment that I live in, and like, for a 1-bedroom in New York, you're probably gonna pay $2,000 or more, right? My mortgage is $600.
So right now, I'm actively, like, on different, like, programs, like the NACA program, FHA.
There's a lot of things like that available, yeah.
So my thing is, like, I want to get my first property, 3-family, if I can, and really get into this, you know, real estate investments.
Yeah.
And really just, like, buying properties and stuff like that.
That's what I started.
Like, getting it, refinancing, like, you know, I feel like, you know, people look at it like, yo, this, you know, like, it's hard to do or it's impossible. I'm like, dude, I think people are doing that shit all the time. People are refinancing it. Like, I don't care.
I'm trying to refinance right now.
I don't care what the, you know, what is right and wrong, but people are finding ways around situations to, you know, better their situation. So it's like, I think this shit is possible. And I feel like, you know, so hopefully by next year, I'm working on it right now. So by next year, I'll get my first property, 3-family joint. We out here, and I'm talking to Trigger Trey. She's gonna hold me down and give me some information out here in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
I'm giving you information right now.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, it is possible. Like, I when I realized how possible it was. Yeah. Like, I bought my apartment in Queens when I was 20. What house am I now? Oh shit. When I was like 25, 24, 25. But, like, and it took 2 years for me to, like, understand the full process. But it's like, there are so many programs that are available for you to get free money. Yeah. I got a grant for, like, that I do not have to pay back because I live there. Went to a program, you know, you make under a certain level income, whatever. Took some classes and shit. Yeah. They gave me, like, over $10,000.
I did something like that where I gotta do, like, a landlord class and whatever the case is and shit like that.
See, so I didn't do that because this place was my primary residence. Okay. But it was with HPD. They have a first time home buyers program. Okay. So you can probably combine them. So I would still, like, look at that. Yeah. And they give you a grant that can go towards your down payment or your closing costs. Yeah. And you don't have to pay it back.
Cause the one I did, they were talking about closing costs, and I was like, I think that's important. So I was like, nigga, hold me down.
But even the individual banks have programs for first time home buyers as well. So like, I did the program with HPD, and I used for my down payment, but I got my mortgage through HSBC, and they had a first time home buyers program which covered all of my closing costs. Okay. So I only had to put a percentage down, not the full 20%, but I had to put a little bit down. But it's like, when you calculate how much, because the down payment is the hard part. Putting up that much money at one time is the hard part. The monthly payment is not. Yeah. Because, like, in total, I'm paying $1,400 a month because I live in a building, so I have maintenance and whatnot, a parking spot and all that shit. But $1,400 a month for a one
condo.
Yeah,
I was looking at condos.
Condos are hard to find.
But I feel like at first, like, I told my mom, like, yeah, I want to get a condo because I don't want a house in New York. I want to get houses different places. But now I'm like, yo, if I get this first house, wherever the case is, I'm on this first house wave, and get the 3-family joint and just put the tenants in there. That shit pays for itself and get that shit moving.
So I got a second property in Georgia that I have a tenant in, but it's like that's where I'm trying to like continue to go because I'm like real estate only just keeps going up.
Exactly.
So it's like I just have to try to. Right now I don't have income, but I'm trying. I'm trying to like once I start getting like an actual income, so I can eventually get like a third property.
But you're getting something back from this from like basically like from your tenant.
Yeah, because the mortgage there is not that much, and how much his rent is more. Like when you pay rent, you're paying somebody else's mortgage.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't make a lot,
of course,
but I still make a couple $100 a month off of that property.
Yeah.
But I mean, and I haven't had any issues. Knock on wood, where's the wood? Everything's been good.
Yeah.
But it's like. Just really doing the research for that, because I feel like it's not as hard as people think, and a lot of people think they just can't do it. And it's like, and you really can. Like, as long as you actually take the time to... I am a research person. I will sit and read everything before I fucking sign. Like, you know how hard it was to, like, sign my name on a contract? I was like, oh, God.
I think that's why it's important to, like, really surround yourself with the right people. Like, even like people I talk to, is people who, like, own properties, right? In, like, upstate New York, downstate, like, all over the place. And, we talk about...
It's cheaper.
Yeah, and we talk about, even like with this investment, real estate investment, it's all about can you see the changes, right? They got to kind of forecast these changes. If they're building a stadium somewhere, if they building a Whole Foods somewhere, if they're trying to, all these changes are going to happen where the property is going to go up, and then you can also force appreciation on properties, by basically how you fix it up and things like that. So I think it's very important to like just surround yourself with the right people. You know what I'm saying? To get things done. So, bless you. Bless you. Yeah. No. I drink some more of this Malibu.
Right? Where's the ginger?
Say alcohol kill out of shit out here.
No, but I think it's really important to try to have a group of people that are for moving forward. Because there's a lot of people that are stuck in like, oh, well, I have bad credit, whatever. Yeah. But it's like, it's honestly, look, because I used to do credit counseling at my job, so it's like, you know how many people I sat with, and I used to be like, so, you don't make enough to be spending what you're doing. And she's like, yeah, but it's so hard. What? This is so hard. Like, I'm going to tell you the story real quick, because I used to also do credit counseling for students. So I did it for, like, city employees, and then I did it for students at LaGuardia Community College, right? And there was one girl that came, and she was like, I want to move out. I can't live with my mom anymore. I'm just like, I'm over this shit, blah, blah, blah. I said, all right, well, let me pull up your credit report. Let's talk about budgeting, whatever. So we wrote all her shit out, right? She really didn't have much credit because she was a student, trying to get her life together. But I said, all right, how much do you make? And let's write out your expenses, right? Shorty she could have taken the train, but decided she wanted to Uber everywhere, right?
That's terrible. Uber's fucking you up, shorty.
Right. Then I was like, okay, well, do you cook? I don't cook. So that means you eat out breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And
she don't have a man because
she does have a man.
Oh, okay.
Because she said her boyfriend pays for dinner, and I said, okay.
Damn.
But you still are buying breakfast and lunch every day. Cool. I said, well, so what about
the only thing a nigga pay for is dinner?
That's what she claimed.
The hell? The only thing he buys is dinner? You gotta find somebody better, baby.
Then, like, her hair was done, nails done. She had, like, she had a nice bag, all this stuff. And I said, everything that you add up, even the fact that you Uber so often, that's your rent, or your potential rent. So I'm like, you need, like, how do you expect to do anything?
Her values is off, and that's the problem with most people. Most people values is off. Most people they value the wrong things. You know what I'm saying? And they don't put things in perspective, right? Like for me, like I wanna get the nicest things too. I wanna do the same thing, but I feel like I gotta get myself on a certain level to be
before
there.
You do that,
you know, like your values is off, the perspective is off, and that's the reason why her man is only paying for dinner.
I like nice things also, but I also then like to know that I own most of the properties.
That's what I'm trying to be at.
It's like,
right?
I'd rather say that than say I bought the new Balenciagas.
Yeah.
Like I can still be cute and still like, my values are completely different.
you become a celebrity, they'll just get that shit to you, so it's all good.
That's a fact. A lot of these celebrities get this shit for
they don't even buy that shit.
That is true. Just so they can show it off.
So keep supporting Keeping It Frank podcast so I can become a celebrity.
But just I guess just to keep it all in the same episode, there's just like the other parts about credit that I want to like tell you before. Like
yeah, because I need that. I'm listening.
Right. So we already said to make sure you pay everything on time. Right. Keep the amount that you owe on your credit cards, because you do need a credit card at some point, below 30%.
Yeah.
Do not go above 30%, whatever it is.
So now I gotta get my math on.
You do have to get your math on. So if your limit is $1,000, you can't go above $300.
Damn, you can't do shit.
You can't. So if you have a lower limit and you do 30%. That's where people get fucked up.
Yeah, you spend $10. You can't go past.
You can't. No, but that's how people get fucked up, because they're like, oh, well, I'm starting out. I have this $250 limit. Okay, $250 not that much, but you maxed it out. That's still going to negatively affect you.
Facts.
Okay, so do not go above 30%, no matter what that amount is. Don't go above it. Right?
I'm gonna get a credit card tomorrow.
You can.
It's Sunday. I can't get a credit card on Sunday.
You can. Yes, you can online. Anyway, then how long you have something is very important. So when you do get your new credit card, right? Make sure. That's why I said now, if where your score is, you could probably get a regular one. Whatever one you picked, keep that one forever.
Okay.
Forever. Yes. Pick a good bank, a regular bank credit card, and keep that one forever.
So don't fuck with Capital One again.
I mean, you can if you want. I have Bank of America. My first credit card was with Bank of America when I was in college. For whatever reason,
I think mine's too. Yeah.
They were like, "Oh, you work at Radio Shack. You got money coming in here."
That's the one Shorty paid off.
Oh.
Thank you again.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Can I find someone to pay off one of my credit cards?
Yeah, she's all like.
I don't got much left.
She's all married now with kids.
Wow.
What up, baby?
Up?
Huh? No, I ain't fuck up.
Crazy.
I thought. She gonna probably gonna listen to this.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, never mind.
She's a cool person.
Offline.
She's a cool person. She's a cool person. You know.
Anyway, whatever card you choose, keep that forever. So don't just open cards for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Just because they want to offer you 10% off your first purchase, fuck them niggas.
So question: is it good to have? How many cards is it good to have?
3 to 5.
3 to 5. So you're good to have 3 to 5 cards.
Yes, I have 4.
Okay.
I have a Bank of America credit card. I have a Chase travel card. I have a Victoria's Secret credit card, and a Macy's American Express.
Okay.
I don't need it anymore.
Got you.
I don't. Like, it might be cool, whatever they're offering, it's not that.
I'm gonna give me one of the traveling cards. You know what I'm saying?
I
out here get my travel on. You feel me?
My points paid for my whole South America trip.
I'm trying to get my trying to get my points up.
But so 3 to 5 are good. But then you also want to have a combination of loans. So like I had a car loan at one point. I got a car
I have one right
loan
now,
at
so I'm
one point.
good. Yeah.
So as long as you're paying it on time, you know. But so length of credit history, you want to have things for a long period of time, especially credit cards. Keep them for as long as possible.
Okay.
Don't close them. Even if you're getting a store card, let it be a store that you love, that you were always going to shop at. Do not close that card. Keep it, right? So
Got you.
Got to do it. The types of credit you have, you do want to have some variety in credit. So like that's why I said at some point you do need a credit card, at least 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Use them responsibly, but at least 1 or 2.
I'm from the hood, you know what I'm saying? We gotta throw that bread in the shoebox or something. You know what I'm saying? Hold that
you
shit.
can still do that.
You just slide on it. You gotta slide on it.
What else do you have? You said you have a car. I don't know if you want to talk about all your financial business.
I got in my
you
car.
You got a car loan. What else?
That's
Student loans.
It's student loans. I gotta start paying that.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's the only.
I ain't gonna lie, like I don't owe a lot of shit.
That's
like,
fine, but that's all you have on there.
Yeah, the best shit about me is like my shit is low, nigga. Like you ain't like.
But you need revolving credit. You need a credit card.
Okay, yeah.
So we'll work on that.
That's what a man is trying to tell you. The man trying to get you to owe man shit.
You don't have to owe money.
The man wants you fucked up.
You don't have to owe money and have good credit.
Look at me. Look at me.
Don't look at him.
Look at me.
Don't look at him.
The man's trying to fuck you up. Like this Malibu is trying to fuck me up.
You don't have to be in a lot of debt to have good credit. I'm telling you. You can pay your credit card bill off in full every month.
Yeah.
Like, so you don't have to owe money. You just have to show that you used it. Okay? That's what they use it for bills.
It is. So my goal right now is to get a little credit card, just put bills on it, just like keep on there.
That's it. As long as it's under 30%.
That's it.
Okay? And the last part is when you apply for things, like new credit does affect you. So you don't want to constantly apply for things back to back to back.
Yeah, because that should be fucking you up. That shit.
Yeah.
the more they pull your credit up, that shit like.
Right. So you want to just be strategic about it. So if you apply for something in January, you chill a couple months, and then maybe you can apply for something else like a few months after.
Yeah, my last car loan shit, I ain't gonna lie, like.
You take a little hit.
Yeah, I was getting hit up, cause my brother-in-law, he's the one that got my car and shit, and he gave me there was a couple no's.
But
to holler at me.
So if it's a car loan,
a couple no's, and I was like, look at my credit now, like, boop, boop.
But it was a car loan.
It was a car loan.
Car loans. If you apply for a bunch of
how much no's you could give me?
If you apply for a bunch of car loans, like for one car, but from different banks within a short period of time, it only affects you once.
Okay.
They're gonna show up. Car loans and mortgages.
That's good stuff. Okay.
So they're large purchases. So like that's why dealerships will run your credit through a bunch of banks or whatever.
He's good at his stuff. I ain't gonna lie. He knows his shit. I gotta say that right now because he definitely gonna listen to this.
But even
what up, homie? What up, homie?
But even when you apply for a mortgage, right? Mm-hmm. You want to see what bank is going to give you the best interest rate.
Yeah.
Right. So as long as you go to all of the banks in like a day or two time frame, it only affects you once.
I think that's why I'm kind of like slow off the draw with it because like I'm ready to move right now on this property, on this first property, right? But I'm kind of slow. I'm gonna get my credit up.
Well,
you know what I mean, like
that's
what I'm doing right now. It's like that's what I'm saying. Like next year for sure. Cause my mom asked me, she's like, "When you ready to make the move?" I was like, "All right, next year." She was like, "Early next year, mid next year, whatever the case is, for sure." Cause some of that might come from some of that bread comes from my mom. Hey, mama. Right. So she hold me down some bread. I appreciate you.
But you have to start building it now.
Yeah.
So like next year, I always tell people start looking where you want to live.
Yeah.
Start looking at how much it costs.
I had my mom with the dream. I was like, listen, Ma, you're only getting older.
Okay.
I know. Listen, we gotta secure your future.
How do you tell her to secure her future?
I'm like, listen, right? I had this idea, Frank Towers. You're gonna invest in Frank Towers. Okay. Get these properties out here in the streets. Okay. Start getting these tenants. Get this money out.
Anyway, let's get it going. You get your property.
Hot, goddamn. Oh man, this light is on.
Because of the light is getting to you.
And the liquor, but it's cool.
And the liquor. This is light liquor today. This is light.
Yeah, rum is not too bad. This mango. You know what should look like the lava lamp shit.
Oh yeah, because
it's just like it's in here,
like 100% natural mango pulp.
If you have like different flavors, like different colors, it should look crazy.
It's organic.
Yeah.
Whatever. But no, start looking at stuff like that now. I always tell people to like look. Well, I used to when I worked at my job, right? I used to tell people to like before you get pre-approvals and stuff, do all the research first.
Yeah.
Go to the open houses, like research the area that you want to live in, how much it's gonna cost, how much all that shit. Because it's like before you have your credit ran a bunch of times, so that's what's gonna happen when you buy property. Make sure you know everything about where you want to go. Like I knew where I wanted to live. I wanted to stay in Queens.
You think like getting property in New York is impossible right now?
No.
Cause I saw 3 properties in East Orange.
Okay. Jersey has higher property taxes.
Exactly. Yeah, they're like the highest in the U.S. and shit. You know what I'm saying? So.
I mean, I don't. So. I don't think it's impossible.
Normally, I don't like Jersey because I feel like Jersey is too close to.
It's
too close to be so far. I hate going to Jersey.
It's weird.
It's just
nobody wants to pay that toll.
Yeah, I just hate going to Jersey.
I went to visit my friend and I was like, bitch, you know, this what is it? It's $16 now for the fucking toll.
So all my Jersey niggas, I fuck with y'all, but I still hate Jersey.
But you get to the city so much faster than actually being in New York, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Jersey City,
right over the bridge.
Newark, probably. And there's like 1 million crackheads in Newark and shit. But
Yo, can I tell you? One of my friends was in Newark, right? And I went, but I was like, yo, I'm hungry, so I stopped at like the Chinese food spot.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, in the 10 minutes that I was waiting for my food in the Chinese food spot, 3 niggas walked in and they all only had 1 eye, bro.
Word?
Like, why 3 different people all missing an eye? That makes no sense.
Mad fetties out there? Mad fetties. It's out here.
In Newark? Like, y'all out here like that?
They out here. Oh, there's mad fetties out here.
So I was like, what? I was like, one tried to talk to me, and I was like, no. But like, he was also a bum. Like, he wasn't like cute in one eye.
He better had the hazel. He better had that hazel eye or something.
He was like
that hazel eye. Like, look at me.
I'm just saying. So then like, but then it was like 2 other people walked in, and I was like, well, goddamn, like, you know. But I mean, like, you could probably find cheap property there.
So apparently, one-eyed niggas is a Jersey thing.
That is true in Newark.
That's crazy.
You know.
Newark is a fucked up place. I ain't gonna lie.
But it's like you can get a cheap property there in a sense of like upfront and probably a little more space, but like the property taxes are higher.
Yeah.
I don't think it's impossible in New York, but you also probably have to like change the things that you want. So
I would love to get my first property in New York. In general, I gotta have my New York property. I always say this. I don't know if I'm gonna be in the future. You know, I might be in Cali where an earthquake gonna destroy me or something. I might be in Atlanta, but probably not. I might be. I don't know where I'm gonna be at. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because reality, those are like the only two places because of like my career path and shit.
Same.
Right.
I was just talking about that. I don't live in.
That's only two places, right? But
like 3
but
places.
we do. But real talk, we live in New York, and New York is like the hub of everything in general. It's just hella expensive. You know what I'm saying? And Cali's expensive too,
expensive.
right? So. I don't know. I just gotta have my New York property. I just like my New York property is a must. And when I start getting into like commercial property, because that's my goal as well, commercial getting buildings and shit. Man, I'm about to go crazy.
I don't think it's impossible. I mean, you do have the option of like an FHA loan where they let you put less down and whatever. NACA is not a bad program to go through.
Man, NACA, you gotta stay for the whole duration of the whole fucking loan though.
But but they give you a very low interest rate. Yeah. Like. Usually you don't have to put anything down. Yeah. So like it's not bad. Like I heard that they're just slow. I said,
can I refinance? They're like, it makes no sense because it's so low.
Because it's so low.
I was like, I'm
trying to refinance. The rates are
that's my thing. I want to refinance, get some bread back, and get some more.
But you only have to refinance if you have a high interest rate, and now you're trying to get a low one. So for example, the place I bought in Georgia when I got it, the interest rate I have now is 4 point something. Now the interest rates all went down. So for me to refinance, my interest rate now will be in the 3s. That makes sense.
See,
if the interest rates are higher than what you already have, there's no point to refinance.
So I did the DJ Envy seminar with him and his partner and shit. And I remember like when I first, I was like, yo, I'm gonna refinance, get one property. His man Caesar was like, yo, you can get up to like 3 properties when you refinance and shit. I was like, what?
I mean,
am I thinking too low?
But it's like with NACA though, especially for your primary property, it's like it's not a bad, you know.
It makes no sense. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I want to. I don't.
You're trying to say. I think you're trying to say like you want to take out like in the equity that you have in the property. Exactly. That's not exactly necessarily like refinancing, but it's like borrowing against the equity that you already have.
Facts.
So like I think that's a little bit different.
That's different.
No, I'm not fully expert on that.
Okay.
It's just like I think that's a little bit different.
Expertise.
Huh?
Give you expertise, go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm from what I understand, like I have equity in the property that I have, so it's like I could borrow against that. I don't necessarily need to refinance my mortgage, but the one in Georgia I'm trying to refinance because I want a lower interest rate.
So, question, right? So, I know you make your moves, you're about your joint. What is like the most questions? What's the questions that most of your friends have when it comes down to like what do they really want to know from you?
Usually it's about credit things.
Okay.
Like how to fix their credit, and when I tell them, sometimes they still don't listen to me. Some people do. I have fixed some of my friends' credit. Okay. And then I mean even today, one of my friends called me that she wanted to talk to me just about the process that I went through with buying my property and the other property because like. Her and her husband want to buy a home, but then he also wants to get an investment property as well. So it's like
he's thinking smart, man. He's a good man out here.
But it's like they want to both talk about like what that process entails because it can be kind of nerve wracking. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like that's why I don't mind talking to my friends because it's like I went through all the nerves, like being stressed and like. A property I really wanted, I couldn't get that. Then another one, I couldn't get that. But then it's like, okay, but I'm happy with the one I have. paying that down payment, and you see that money leave your fucking account.
It's gone.
Stress. Yeah. Like, are you doing the right thing? Like, there's so many things that come along with that. So it's like, that's usually what people just, you want to have some comfort in knowing that, like, someone else kind of already did it.
I think it's important for us to really get into, like, investment property. Just be honest with you. I feel like sometimes people have it wrong. They feel like, because, yes, mortgage is cheaper to pay, but there's a lot more that goes into mortgage. There's a lot more that goes into paying. And I feel like that's the reason why I have people who, like, will lose their properties and stuff like that. Because a lot of people lose their properties, right? They're like,
if you have something that you can't really afford.
You can't afford, right? And you just gotta pay. You gotta pay in your water. You got all that other shit that goes into it.
That's why I want to live in a building.
Huh? Yeah. That's how. But that's how I want to. I want a condo, so it would like make it easier.
That's why I want to.
I
live in a building.
But I think it's important to really get into owning property, because not everybody talk about they understand the importance of it, right? They'll sit here and they'll sit there and they talk about what Jews are doing. But I'm like, okay, if you can sit here, you can explain what Jews are doing, then what's different than what you're doing, right?
My mom's friend, who I call like my aunt, all she does is she owns like over 12 different properties.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's it. She doesn't have to work a regular job. So it's like some of those properties pay just her bills. The rest is just cash in her pocket. That's it.
And that's the important thing, is like, understand there's a thing called cash flow. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you get back from these properties. Now, once you pay everything off, or you put things to the side, that remaining that you have, and you put things to the side for maintenance and all this, and vacancies, different kind of stuff, that's your cash flow you have remaining. That's what you have. You can use for whatever you want to use it for. You know what I'm saying? That's your cash flow. So I think it's important for us to really get into properties. Like for me, like I said, Frank Towers, doing it up. You know what I'm saying? I want to get into like, commercial real estate property, but rental property. But my goal itself is commercial property. You know what I'm saying? I really want to get buildings and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I want to go with it.
I think also the reason why people get scared is because they hear so many bad stories about it. And New York is more of a tenant state than a landlord state.
Terrible shit.
So you're going to hear the bad stories about bad tenants. Whereas, like, if you buy property out of state, it's more of a landlord state. So even during this whole pandemic, right, like, New York, they had a whole rent freeze. And it benefited the renters, but didn't necessarily benefit the landlords. So it's like, I own my property. I'm living in it now, and, like, my mom is with me. But it was like, if I wanted to put a freeze on my mortgage, it was more of an issue than if I rented. You know what I mean? But whereas, like, the property that I have in Georgia, which is more of a landlord state, I technically could have started the eviction process because my tenant missed a month. Just because he missed a month, I could have started evicting him.
Sorry, shouty.
New York, you cannot pay rent for like a whole fucking year.
Oh yeah.
And then get evicted.
On top of that, you cannot pay rent for a year, then take it to court, and it depends if you have a active lease or not. That depends if it'll give you 6 months. That depends if it'll give you 6 months or give you a full year to really, like, to get out. Because then they'd be like, because the court is gonna give you more time, even though you haven't been paying your shit. So people lose properties that way.
Exactly. One of my mom's close friends had a tenant that was not paying the rent. She had owned that property, had her own property, and I think ended up having to like sell one of them because it was like a whole year goes by and the pandemic and all this shit. You still have to pay 2 mortgages and everything else, and it's like, there's no help. And it's like, granted, I get it, New York is it's a full ass city. So it's like, you don't want people just thrown out left and right and what have you. And I feel like that's partly one of the reasons why they do that. But it's like, now when you're on the other side as a landlord, you're like, bitch, come on now.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why for me, I want to get into commercial property, because I feel like those rules don't apply.
But I mean, like, if you own a building, you're still going to have tenants. Like, you might have a commercial property, on the bottom, and then tenants on the top?
No, I want to get full commercial property.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Look, shit, let me get an office space, okay? Let me get an office space.
I got you. Cause that's how I be looking. I'm looking at those shit like, yo, they be, especially in Manhattan, they be having like the buildings and they have these different like offices
like
and shit like that.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, do it up. That's what you gotta do.
But the whole point from this, even like this conversation, is that like it's all very doable.
Yeah.
Like
I think so.
I think people just don't want to take the time, and like if anybody wants to speak to me one on one.
We could meet. Like, how could I be shooting? Sugar Tray.
Honestly, I thought about, since I quit my job, I thought about still doing credit counseling on the side.
Okay.
Like, you know, because I help my friends do it anyway.
Yeah.
So it was like trying to still help other people do it, because I'm very understanding, and I'm also very like it's easy for me to explain things.
Yeah.
I think in general. But yeah, like I just think sometimes it's a lot easier than people think. And people just need to understand what their relationship is with money and how to maneuver that. If you are the type of person that is a spender, then hide the fucking money from yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know people that like will, and I used to tell this story in my presentations, that there were people that used to purposely put their credit cards in ice.
Damn, that's crazy.
So that before they bought something, they had to wait for it to defrost.
Wow.
Like, or break the ice. So then because they had to do all that work, it was like, damn, do I really need to buy whatever this is?
That's hard.
Giving money to a friend, you know what I mean? Like, I had friends that would be like, look, can you hold this money for me because I'm trying to save? Like, I literally opened a savings account for my friend, but I did not give her any of the information, so that the money that she gave me, I put in there and she did not touch it.
Do you know about that flower shit they be doing? Like, what is it called?
That Instagram shit that was the whole scam.
Is it not a scam?
It was a scam. My friend.
You know what I'm talking about? Alright, so it's like
the whole word.
So like, it's not a susu, but it's
get
like
more people and then you get money. Because at the end of the day, the people that come in last still gotta get people. If you don't get people, you lose money.
That's facts. You do. Cause my mom tried to get me on there.
My friend did that. I was like, fuck out of here.
I know people that did that shit.
I don't even do susus, honestly, and I know a lot of people that do them and know like. That's fine, but there's people that put so much money into their susus.
Susus is like the number one Caribbean shit to do, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like,
but
my
there's
mom,
a lot of Caribbean people here.
My mom be like, I got my house off of susu. I was like, good shit, mama.
But it's like, I feel like some people, like, I mean, so granted, like I said in a previous episode, like, I'm one of the most non-West Indians. Right?
Okay.
So I had to, like, I guess I'm Bayesian, but I had to learn about a lot of West Indian shit.
Yeah.
So I learned about susus, right? And then, like, because MCU members are a lot of West Indian people.
Yeah.
And when it came to savings, I had to be like, look, you have a susu. Like, I had to talk to them about that shit. There were people that either were in susus and still didn't have money to pay all of their bills, but were still paying for their susu.
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, well, when I get my payout. But then I'm like, well, what are you going to do with that money? Oh, well, I'm going on vacation. Exactly. You're not using it properly.
See, my mom invested that into getting her house.
But that, like, at least that makes sense. This lady I spoke to went on a fucking cruise, and she still was in so much debt. And I was like, bitch, you getting this money from this susu, use it towards something better, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like you can susu yourself, if that makes sense.
You susu yourself.
Like, you can... You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can susu yourself.
Like, not to really push MCU products, but have you ever used the Holiday and Vacation Club from MCU?
No, I have not used anything.
That's
actually.
damn near like a susu. You put money into it, and then it pays you out once a year.
That's crazy.
That's exactly the same. You could do the same shit yourself, and like at least, because you know there's those bad stories about people running off with people's money and shit or whatever. You know, you
got time for that.
I shit to work with, but it's just shit is possible. A lot of people just don't listen. My friends don't listen to me. They put themselves in double debt.
Listen to her, man. Y'all are fucking up. Listen to her.
I just gave everybody like the easy cheat code. Pay your shit on time. Don't spend more than 30%, and keep credit cards that you have open for as long as possible.
All right,
unless you have 20 credit cards, then you need to close some of them. But if you have 3 or less, keep them.
I'm getting my credit cards. Butter, work on your credit cards, man. Okay, go get your first credit card because you're still like 20. If
you want to get a travel card, get one, and just make sure it's one that you like.
Alright, who do you have?
I have Chase. Do you want me to send you the link?
No, I don't fuck with Chase, man.
No,
Chase fucked me up.
Chase
fucked me.
I know.
Listen,
I don't have a Chase account.
You say some Chase. I had a car. I had an account with Chase, and they like I owe them niggas money for some weird reason. They couldn't tell me how. I was like, I'm out.
I don't have a Chase account.
Okay.
I only have the credit card.
Okay.
I only have an MCU account. I have an MCU account, a Bank of America account, and then I use.
And then it's all about when it was creative. You was creative for slavery and shit. I can't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
like Citibank and shit. I can't fuck with y'all niggas, man. Shit.
You should do online savings.
Y'all on some like y'all start off with slavery and shit. I can't fuck with y'all.
Do you have an online savings account?
I don't.
You should. You get more interest. So I use Barclays.
Okay.
Like the Barclays Center.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's like a European company, but they have an online savings account.
Okay.
Now their interest rate has been fucked up because of the pandemic. But normally you can get. I almost got almost 2% off of savings, and you know,
because saving don't give you no bread.
It's like 0.01.
Yeah. So and that's why I be thinking like I'm not even looking at saving. I'm looking at different options of like investing money and shit.
So while you're still waiting to do the investing, at least like all my money is in the.
I started my investment. I got a couple of investments.
Right, but I'm saying like while I was waiting, majority of my savings money is in that online savings account because at least while it's sitting, it's getting as much interest as possible versus the 0.01%. You know. I love it,
man. I love it. Yo, listen, this is great. We could do this forever, man. We got a lot more to get into, you know, coming future. But this is,
yeah. No, I understand. Yeah, I hope you learned something today.
I hope you learned something, guys.
I hope you learned something today.
I learned a lot. I'm gonna get my credit card like this week.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try my best to keep it 30%.
I'll send you my link, okay?
All right, 30%. All right. Checking my first property on deck. We got a lot of things to work on. We got a lot of movements to make.
Sounds good.
Yeah, man. So I hope y'all paying attention.
I hope so too.
Because this is a lot of good information.
Black people need to get their shit together.
Gotta get us together. Listen, we can't continue to talk about what the Jews are doing, and we could speak about it in so much detail. Like we really understand the shit, but we don't do anything to get ourselves in a better position ourselves. We have to change ourselves. We have to change our circumstance. And we got to get ourselves better. You know what I'm saying? So it starts right here. Getting your credit up. Investing in some shit. Owning some shit. And let's get better. You know what I'm saying? You know, Trigger Trey's out here. You know what I'm saying? She was out here in MCU at one point in time. Getting her MCU on. You know what I'm saying? I had MCU as a bank. So, you know. You know what I mean? Chill. I still represent MCU as my niggas and shit. But we gotta do better, you know what I'm saying? And I think this episode is definitely important to really showcase that. And you know, we're gonna the thing about keeping it frank, we're gonna keep it shit all the way 100. We're gonna have our bullshit conversation, we're gonna have our real conversation. We're gonna keep it shit 100 completely, all the times, all the way. So yeah, do better. Everybody gotta do better. Alright?
Just take the time and you'll be good.
Yeah. Hey yo. Yeah, we're gonna get that shit cracking, man. Let's get going.
If you need more of a deeper one-on-one conversation,
we gonna get it going, cause that's why you're here.
Alright, sounds good.
Hold on, man, don't cut that shit off. Listen, guys, all right, definitely follow Keeping It Frank on iTunes, Spotify. Definitely check it out. We also on YouTube, Third Eye Media Network. Let's try it again. Yeah, definitely check us out, Third Eye Media Network on YouTube. Follow, subscribe. Let's do it up. And we have the Facebook community, Third Eye Media Group on Facebook. No, sorry, not Third Eye Media Group. Sorry. Keeping It Frank. Keeping It Frank Podcast Show. Keeping It Frank Podcast Show community on Facebook. Definitely do it up. Don't forget the show, because I have Keeping It Frank. I did the first one before it kicked me out, my own group. I created a second group. Okay. So Keeping It Frank Podcast Show. Definitely, we're going to be talking on there. We'll create some shit. And, you know, follow on IG, man. You know what I mean? Keeping It Frank 100 on IG. And, yeah, you got something to say?
I mean, subscribe to my YouTube, too. Shit.
Yeah.
Travel videos and recipes and lifestyle.
And we're going to do it up. All right? Keep it a Frank. We out.
Peace out.